Everybody, welcome to Stream of Card Consciousness. I am Mark Ford, and as always, joined by my friend, my brother up in the Panhandle, Greg Smith. What's happening today, Greg?
Hey guys, how y'all doing? I'm doing pretty good. How you doing this morning, Mark?
I'm
I,
good,
I'm
doing
Super
well.
Bowl Sunday. I couldn't be probably less interested in this game than I am today. So we'll see how it goes. But you know, Seattle. I'm all about Seattle. We'll
Yeah,
talk about that a little bit more. But
sure,
so how's
absolutely.
how's life with you? I hear you're in Bachelor Land right now.
Yeah, everybody's away. Shasta's over at the Olympics, so people, if you're watching the Olympics, you thank my daughter Shasta Ford for getting you all that awesome coverage, and then my other daughters up, my wife are up in Virginia, D.C., Maryland. My daughter lives in Maryland. I get confused because she works in D.C., but so she lives in Maryland, so they're all up there for the weekend, and then Dr. Ford's going to the Olympics on Thursday.
That's cool. That's cool. Did you watch the opening ceremonies the other night?
I did not. From what my
Yeah.
family was telling me, it was pretty far out.
Yeah. It seems like the opening ceremonies are getting more and more far out and not even something we never talk about political stuff. I don't want to go there, but it's not even political. It's just that it's super avant-garde. I was like trying to figure out what they were trying to do the whole time. So and then they started announcing the teams, and that was pretty cool. So
Yeah.
it kind of gets you fired up. But yeah, I always love the Winter Olympics. What's your favorite Olympics, Mark?
As far
You,
as the
you like this?
I like the Winter Games because I grew up in New York in wintertime and then went up to Lake Placid and all that. So I enjoy
Yeah.
the Winter Games because they're kind of more intense. Like, how can you not get into luge and bobsledding and all the crazy snowboarding and skiing stuff? And I mean, that's some pretty radical events in the Winter Games. So it's pretty exciting. Even if you don't really know what's going on, it's fun to watch. Like that short track speed skating. I mean, that's just like mayhem on ice. So
Oh yeah, yeah. I'm the same way. And I'm from Florida. I've always liked the Winter Olympics a little bit better. Just I heard somebody say when I was a kid, luge is Swedish for idiot. So,
you'd have to be, I don't know if you're an idiot, but you're pretty crazy and brave to get on one of those things to go rocketing down the mountain. So
but just all the over the years, obviously the Miracle on Ice and Eddie the Eagle, the ski jumper, and
oh yeah.
just all kinds of cool stuff in the Winter Olympics. The Jamaican bobsled team. I've always
Yeah.
liked. You know,
Like with Jamaica, when we were in
right.
Jamaica, they had like a bobsled thing there. And of course my wife did it. And I'm like, oh hell no. I'm not going down that thing. So they had like a bobsled around in Jamaica. It was pretty crazy. She had a great time, but not for me. I did ride the
Yeah,
horses
yeah. I don't want to do.
in the water though. I don't know if it's the ocean or the Gulf or whatever's down there in Jamaica. I rode the horses up there and it was amazing time of my life.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. I've never been to Jamaica. I've been to the Caymans, which assuming is probably similar. But yeah, always been partial to the Winter Olympics myself. Summer Olympics are fine, but Winter Olympics just seem to have cooler events to me.
Yeah. I
So
think the summer games are kind of dull.
yeah, yeah, they can be track and field. I don't care about any of that.
But the rugby sevens is badass. That's some crazy stuff. So I like the rugby.
Yeah, rugby is cool, and even curling though in the Winter Olympics is fun with the ice. I mean, it's just cooler events. So I'm gonna watch a bunch. We watch the opening ceremonies. My wife always gets into it a little bit. So we'll watch figure skating, I'm sure, and the skiing and all that. So do you have some cards of the week you want to
I
go through?
do. I have some
All
interesting
right.
cards of the week that kind of fall into my craziness. So the first one's from Jennifer Roach, J Rowe. And this, for me, if you followed the show or you know me, I'm all about, I'm going to keep it in the plastic because it's a wax pack. Atom bomb. So,
Nice.
yeah. So anytime I can get an atom bomb, I'm going to get one. That's really great. And I'm actually going to send this off to get graded just to put it in its forever coffin so it doesn't get damaged. I don't care what it comes back as a grade, but it's really in pretty great condition. And I think it's really pretty cool. So the opportunity to get that in the cell was just amazing.
So is that like an original like
Uh,
series one
yeah,
pack or what?
this
What?
is the original series from let me see here, 1986. So yeah,
Nice.
that's 1986. Now Adam Bomb wouldn't be in the pack because this is the fifth series. He wasn't in there. I think maybe his cousin is in there, Billy Blasted or whatever his name is. So, and also in the new Garbage Patch Kids, there's a dude called Alan Baum. So I saw that the other day in a sale. I was aggravated. I didn't get the card. Somebody else beat me to it. So it was a modern Chrome, but it was Alan Baum, and it was pretty cool. So yeah, I love Adam Baum. I think that's really great, and basically it's because growing up in the '80s and people they didn't grow up in that time don't understand the big red threat and the threat of nuclear war was constant, and
Oh yeah,
so that's not because I'm like into it or anything. It just reminds me of Ronald Reagan and Mr.
yeah,
Gorbachev tear down this wall, and it was really an amazing time.
absolutely. I remember it clearly. We were always worried about Russia and Libya and all those countries and Gaddafi and all those guys. There's always crazy stuff going on geopolitically. So, yeah, atom bomb resonates, and it went. I don't know if it was quite as bad as it was in the '60s, but the '80s were a Cold War time where I do remember being scared about it quite a bit. So, yeah, imagine it takes you back pretty quick. Atom bomb.
Oh,
All right, so what else
definitely.
you got? Huh?
It was pretty funny too. Some of
Oh yeah,
the
yeah,
newer issues are funny, like atom bomb at Pompeii, atom bomb launching like Explorer One. It's pretty cool. It's interesting. So then more in that line, I'm a big fan of post-apocalyptic movies and literature, more so literature. Being an English teacher, being a teacher. I love the genre. Not like zombies and stuff, but again, falling into the atom bomb area, nuclear, post-nuclear, things like that. A few good books like Alas Babylon, Z is for Zachariah, Earth Abides, things like that. But if in that context, if you look at the movie Wall-E, I love Wall-E. This does stuff. Straight here you go. Wall-E
that's
is like a
cool.
blue
And what?
sapphire
Let's
prism.
see the label. What is it?
It's a 9.
Okay.
So it does stuff and it's really cool. I got this in the shop down in Miami when we went down Miami way last week to do some shopping, and I'll put them in the show and shout them out. It was a real cool shop. They didn't really have any vintage, but they had a bunch of like things like this. So, but if you look in the context of post-apocalyptic, Wall-E is an amazing movie. And it's
Yeah.
100% spot on, especially when you get towards you see the people, they're lazy and they're all sitting in their chairs and everything's done for them and they're fed and they're fat and that's really almost like society today is we don't
Right.
have that motivation that we used to have and everything is instantaneous and social media. So if you look at Wall-E as a post-apocalyptic movie and not as like a Pixar film, it's a great movie. It's in my top 5 like post-apocalyptic movies. I mean, it's not The Road. It's not on that level of a movie like that, but it's really good if you take out a cartoon Pixar and you really watch the movie. It's a phenomenal movie. So I love Wall-E. I collect Wall-E.
I actually took my daughter to see Wally at the theater. That was the first movie her and I ever went to together, and she just loved it. But obviously the message was lost on her about post-apocalyptic. But you're right.
Yeah.
I've seen it a few times since then. It is a good movie. It's good.
And
It's
that message
entertaining.
should be lost, right? That message should be lost on kids. Here we got teacher Ford. This is like we're sitting in room 6 right now. I mean, that message should be lost on kids. It's okay to be a kid. They should be kids. They shouldn't be in a hurry to grow up. It'll get there. So, the fact that a kid can watch a movie like that and enjoy it on their level, that's what it should be. But me as an adult watching it with my kids can see the other side of it as well. And our
Right.
role is leaders, mentors, teachers, whatever, especially you look at everything that's going on in the world. Our job is to encourage people to form their own opinions and make up their own mind.
Absolutely. Yeah. Yeah. And Wally was I haven't seen it in a long time, but I do remember thinking while I was watching it, wow, this is really a message that they're sending here that this could, things could get bad at some point. So, you know,
Absolutely.
I don't know. Well, yeah, you just went really deep there, and I'm not really sure how to respond
No,
right now.
I
I'm
think
still
that
trying to wake up.
people that watch the show, I could get crazy but that's the real me is I'm pretty well thought out and I have some
Right.
pretty deep feelings and opinions on things and that's how I am.
Hey, And there's absolutely nothing wrong with that. I need another cup of coffee before we start talking about this.
I was trying to make a Bloody Mary this morning, and the tomato juice was not so hot, so I didn't have a Bloody Mary.
That's pretty
Uh,
funny. So
but that,
you getting it going early today, huh?
oh yeah. Hey, I'm bachelor
That's pretty
life. I'm
funny.
behaving though. The house is clean, the dishes are done, the laundry's done, everything's good, the dogs are fine, everything's fine. I'm adulting. I can
Yeah.
handle.
So how long are you a bachelor for?
I think she comes back on
You
Tuesday
got
and
another
leaves.
week at least, huh?
Leaves on Thursday, so yeah, I'll be back at it on Thursday again. So, and I do believe my
Nice.
daughter
Okay.
Harley is. I think Harley's heading out of town again too. So that's okay. I mean, I read
Yeah.
and just I don't really do much. Sit by the pool and catch some sun and read a book and get to do. That's what I really like to do. So for me, when I'm by myself, it's an opportunity to turn off and shut down and
Right.
not go crazy. Now, when I was a teenager, I would have destroyed the house and had a hellacious party that he would have made a movie
Probably
about.
had a bunch of friends
Yeah,
over.
I'm a little old for that
Yeah.
shit now, so we can't be tearing it up.
Right.
So then, in
Oh
honor of
yeah.
Black History Month, it's Black History Month, and you remember coming to school last year and seeing the door. So this year I do have
Yeah.
another baseball theme. I have something different on the door about heroes and resiliency and all that stuff. So the door's not baseball, but I have that table all set up, and I'm going to take this in tomorrow. And I love it. It's a little strange, but it's Satchel Paige. Again, people that know me follow the show. It's a Satchel Paige. Allegedly, it's authentic piece of his uniform. And the other player is Bob Lemon. I would have preferred like Larry Doby or something like that, but then that would have been astronomical money. So it's kind of an odd pairing. I know they played together at the time, Bob Lemon and Satchel Paige, but I'm really excited to have that. And I basically stole it. I love it. And if it's authentic, it's authentic. It says it's authentic on the back. It's got all the verbiage in it. So that's really,
Right.
really cool because I love Satchel Paige, and I'm gonna put that on the thing with all my other baseball cards I got up and things honoring Black History Month.
Didn't you get that for like $12?
$16. Yeah,
16
I got it for
bucks.
$16. Again,
Yeah.
comps don't mean anything. Things are worth what you pay for them, and it had a
Right.
funny ending time, but I was able to get it for $16. Now the comps on that are like $300, and this
Yeah.
is it's numbered. I forget where the number is. I can't see it. So well, this is such a busy card, but somewhere in there it's numbered. So the comps on there are a couple
Yeah.
two three hundred dollars.
Satchel Paige and who else?
Hmm?
Satchel Paige and who else?
Bob Lemon.
Bob Lemon. That's right.
So
Yeah.
that's
That's
kind of
awesome,
strange.
man.
Yeah,
Yeah. That's kind of an odd pairing.
it's not pairing, but I'll take it.
Weren't they
And
both Indians? That's probably why.
yeah, at the
Yeah.
time.
That's cool. That's
And
cool.
then
So
I just only have a couple more. I don't want to
yeah,
dominate the
that's
cards
fine.
of the week, but I don't know if I showed this. I don't think I did as it came, but the Cookie Gilchrist rookie card, the
Yeah.
1963 Fleer, Cookie Gilchrist. He's one of my heroes. I never got to see him play, obviously, in the 60s, but he was allegedly just incredible. And I've seen the videos and read the books, and he was an amazing. Started in Canada, came down here, bounced around, ended up in Miami actually. At one time went to
Yeah.
Denver, went to Miami, and he played fullback and he played linebacker and he kicked and he was just amazing. He was an incredible player for the early Buffalo Bills.
I remember reading about him when I was a kid and how good he was. Just
Yeah.
I had a 1968 Sporting News almanac for some reason, and I just read it cover to cover, and Cookie was mentioned quite a bit. Floyd Little, a lot of the AFL backs that never really got the same kind of love, well, obviously because of the NFL, but all time greats still. But yeah, Cookie Gilchrist, local Buffalo legend, and he did. I think he spent a year in Miami, kind
Yeah.
of a la Thurman Thomas
Hmm.
at the end of the
And
career and
that falls in line with like
did
Luke
some good
Easter,
stuff.
right? My love of Luke Easter from
Yeah.
Buffalo, and but that's it's a little washed out here and there, but that's a beautiful freaking card. And again, I stole that too. A funny anytime comps on that are $80. I mean, in this condition, maybe $40, $50, and I got this I think for $10. So I was really happy with
Yeah.
that. That'll stay with me forever. And then the last one I
Absolutely.
got, and I'll leave it alone. This falls into the category of um seller's remorse. So I put this card in the sale and I put the I don't want to sell it price on it. And well, it ended up selling. And but then the guy didn't pay. So now it's going to my PC and I'm not going to make that mistake again. But anybody who knows anything about Star Wars knows that the 1984 Kellogg's are pretty hard to find. And the blue border cards, I just dropped it. Look at me drop on my precious antiquities. So the 1984 Kellogg's Star Wars stickers is, and the blue border are really hard to find. So they're, I think the blue borders are from Canada. So yeah, you'll not find blue borders. So I sold it and then it came back to me because the guy didn't pay and I was happy with that. So
That's pretty dumb.
yeah, I'm
That's
gonna
pretty
keep
dumb on his part.
yeah, I'm gonna keep that. It was one of those rare occasions where I put the I don't want to sell it price and it sold.
Yeah.
And then the guy
Well,
didn't pay, so I kept it.
right. Yeah, maybe he decided he didn't want to buy. Sounds like.
I don't know.
So what did you do you want to talk about the ones you got last night or you want to wait till you get those?
Oh, I'll wait till I get done.
Yeah. Yeah,
But
that's
that'll be
probably
good.
smart. So those are awesome, man. I always like seeing your cards of the week because you have some conviction with yours, and I've gotten to the point now where I'm just looking for different stuff. So, um, I've got a couple here. Now I'm really going down a wormhole with old football and hockey cards. So the 65s, the tall boys, I just love them. They're kind of a pain because it's really hard to find holders for them. But like Willard Duville, just look how cool those cards are. It's off center as hell, but it's just a cool card. And I don't. How do you feel about the 65 tops? Do you
I
like
like
those?
them. I like the Buffalo
Yeah,
cards. I think the Buffalo cards are super sharp. The Bills with the
yeah,
color. I'm not a giant fan of them, but I do like I think the Buffalo cards are really, really, really sharp. So
yeah. They're very cool. And just a couple of random hockey cards that I have. Just this is 1954, 55 tops hockey. And just the old hockey cards to me, just really because one, you rarely ever see them, and two, just look how cool that card is. I mean, it's just
yeah, it's
Don
beautiful. I love it.
Raleigh.
I love
Yeah,
old hockey too. Yeah, big fan.
yeah. Old hockey just speaks to me. I don't know the sport very well, but they look cool. Larry Poppin. I mean, look how cool that card is. So I just, I think they're cool. And honestly, Mark, I'm at the point now with baseball where I'm just kind of over baseball cards. I'm not over. I don't know how to describe it, but I've just seen most of them. Most of the
Sure,
ones that I really would be interested in are kind of out of my price range.
exactly.
So yeah, I'm just trying to find new stuff to keep me engaged. So
Yeah,
then always looking for SGC as I got my rookie card. It's a 10, it's the auto's graded at 10. Um, so just stuff like that. Looking for SGC as and you know I don't know how to describe it, but I'm kind of baseballed out
yeah.
as
I
far
hear
as
you.
baseball cards go.
I feel similar. I've been that way for a while. I'm pretty specific now as far as like the stick and ball. I got a couple Hank Aaron cards left to get, but I mean I have all the Luke
Right,
Easters. I mean I would like to get a nice Satchel Paige 53 tops, but they're astronomical. And
right,
someday maybe, but I'm not paying $500-600 for like a beat up one and I would never buy that card unless it was graded because I'd want to make sure it was authentic. So yeah, I feel the same way, and that's why I don't really get a lot from my PC anymore. But when I do, it's just things like that, Star Wars or the Wally and
yeah,
Satchel Paige, just things that I'm into. And I understand. Yeah, I don't think as far as football. Obviously the Bills, but I mean, my God, I have like every Josh Allen card ever made, and then I have friggin' 5,000 Buffalo Bills cards, So
right,
I mean, what
yeah.
else? There's not much left to get. So I hear
Well,
you. I
it's like that.
understand.
It's like that sale you had yesterday where I did claim some 66s because they look pretty nice and they were cheap, but
Mhm.
I purposely kind of just stayed back and let your regulars have the first crack at it. So I come back and circle around about an hour after you started, and there was like 4 cards left in some 72s, and I said, I'll take the rest except the 72s
Yeah,
because I'm just over it.
I don't want them. I know you worked on that set forever.
Yeah, and I've got 7,519 or 71s. I have 7,519 71s. I don't really need two more.
No,
So
exactly.
I thought it was funny. I'll take everything except those.
That's good though. You
So
don't have the mindset we've talked about it before on the show. The gimme, 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 all, mine, mine, mine.
right,
You're
right,
reasonable about it. I got almost 8,000. What do I need two more for? Let somebody else have them. And sure enough, somebody grabbed them. The guy.
right. Somebody behind me grabbed them, so they might have needed them for a set. So yeah, I mean,
But that was fun.
you know,
That was a fun sale yesterday.
well, let's talk about it. So you had a sale yesterday, and
All right.
you kind of gave me a preview of what was coming, and I didn't realize you were keeping or you were selling that K liner. Man, that was funny. But anyway, so
Oh, I'll get another one. Don't worry. That's stuff I can get that every day out of Ohio. So, but yeah, it was fun. I just kind
tell
of
me your
changed my
experience
model.
though.
Yeah, I have so much of this, from the Goodwill sales and everything, and sales survivors, and 10,000, friggin' Hall of Famers from, mid '80s, junk wax, all that. What are you gonna do with it, right? And
Right.
again, people worry about value, and value is what you can get for it. Now, I'll give you an example. I hated to do it. But I had 8 Carl Yastrzemski cards. I think they're 81 Donruss and like 4 or 5 81 Donruss, 81 Fleer, 80 couple 82 tops or something like
Yeah.
that. So they've been in a couple of sales at 50 cents each. Nobody bought them.
Right.
So I made them 25 cents each, all for $1. 8 cards for $1. Boom, gone. So that's what I was doing with that stuff yesterday. And for the most part, other than a couple, everybody did the claim everything for $1. So you're getting 12 cards for $1. It's basically like 8 cents a piece. And you can put it in your quarter box if you're a dealer, or if you're trying to fill a set run or a player run, or so. I mean, it's just basically just giving back, and the stuff's long since been paid for because of how I do my sales. I look at the totality of it, not every individual card. So, I got my money
Right.
back and then some. So who cares? It gets back to that point of comps and this and that, and it's worth what somebody's going to pay for. I sold the 88 tops, traded Roberto Alomar for 25 cents.
Right.
I don't care if it says it's $2 somewhere. It's not. It's what people are going to pay for it. It's a stretch to get 50
Right. No,
cents on
nobody's
it.
paying
So.
$2 for that card anymore.
No. So that's a
No.
case where comps are, you as a seller have to be reasonable and understand that comps are a relative thing. It's not necessarily just because something goes for $100 somewhere else doesn't mean that you're going to get $100 for it. And you
Right.
do your trial balloon, you put it out there, and if it doesn't go a comp, then you got to start dropping it down. And obviously, you don't want to take a loss on something, but that's how that
Well, and it is refreshing that you're not the type that's going to buy a 1978 Willie McCovey from someone and then try for a
goes.
dollar fifty and then try to sell it for $8.
Yeah, and I did see somebody that buys a lot of Star Wars cards from me was reselling the cards that they bought from me, and didn't sell any except for the two that I bought that he didn't buy from me that he way undersold. So I jumped on them like in a hurry.
Right.
There, 1977 General Mills stickers from Canada. So
Yeah.
it's like again, if you follow the show, the Laughlin Black Stars. It's that rarity. So it doesn't matter,
Yeah.
condition is that you're not going to find them. If you go on eBay and search up those 77 General Mills Canada, you're not going to see too many. And when you see the prices, you're going to go, oh my God. So,
Right.
but yeah,
Right.
you can't, and as far as that stuff goes, I'm on. I know what it's worth. If I sell you a Luke Skywalker rookie for $7, there's a reason for it, and you're
Right.
not going to get 15, 20, 40. I think it was $40 they were trying to get for it. I mean, give me a break.
Right. Right. When you sold it for 10
Yeah,
and the
somewhere
person
around there.
tries to get 30 or 40 for it. Come on.
hmm $2
You know.
card selling for 8, just like you. You sold the McCovey for like $1.50, and the guy's trying to get $8, and it's not a good
Yeah.
model, and you're not going to be successful with that. And I'm not against people wanting to get into it and sell some things. And when I got it, everything I sold, I used to buy other things that I wanted. I'm not against, but you're going to get discouraged, and you're not going to have traction, and you have to be realistic because if you're not, again, you're not going to be at it very long.
Right, right. There's no surer way to fail at this, to fail at selling on Facebook than having sales with crickets because people, it's too busy. You need to be competitive.
Mhm.
And that sale last night wasn't competitive. And
No,
I don't
no,
know.
not at all.
Yeah. I don't know why people don't understand that. I counsel people all the time about, I'll get messages. Why isn't my sale doing well? What do I need to do to get some traction? Well,
You're selling 1978 Willie McCovey's for $8. That's why.
right. Yeah. I mean, it's common sense, guys. And too many people just think they can just do it. And it's not quite that simple. I mean, it's funny to me too. You get people that have been in the group for a week and try to come in and have a sale, and they're like, man, nothing ever sells. And it's because you got it at 3x what everybody else is selling
Mhm.
it for.
And you
And
watch those sales. I watch them. I'll point them out to you because I want to see what they're doing. So, well,
right,
don't want this to come out to be arrogant. I'm gonna take you to the woodshed. I'm gonna
right.
show you how it's done. So when I see, my jam now is Star Wars and Kiss, and I'll do a little bit of stick and ball. But if I see you're selling something for like 2, 3x or you're way out of it, man, I'm gonna sell my stuff dirt cheap just to say, hey, let's take you in a corner and slap you around a little bit and show you how it's done.
Yeah.
So I
This
love
is
it,
how
man.
you do this.
I love it. Yeah, I see
Yeah.
something like that. I'm like, hey, watch my next sell. I'm gonna show that guy a thing or two.
Right. Right.
And it
And you
benefits
do a good
everybody. It
job at it,
benefits
man.
me, and it benefits people that buy cards from us. And
Right.
it's a symbiotic relationship.
Exactly. Exactly. And I can't tell you how many times I've had people try to tell me I need to raise my prices and blah, blah, blah. I'm just like, man, I know what I buy this stuff for just like
Mhm.
you do. And
Yeah,
and I don't need to do that.
I
Should
get
I
it all the
raise
time
maybe?
too.
Yeah. I
The
mean,
Luke Skywalker dollar rookie. I did that for a purpose. I did that is to give back and to set the earth on fire, so to speak, and I did. So I would never, ever, ever like go at somebody for and tell them, to lower or raise. Yeah, I let them be, let them do their thing, and I watch and learn on my own. But I mean, that's just
right.
kind of rude, man. When people, what are you, oh my God, I got mother effed, and I showing you all the messages. It was like I broke the friggin' internet because I sold the Luke Skywalker rookie card
Oh
for a
yeah.
dollar.
That was the phrase I was
Doesn't
going to
mean you
use.
have
You
to
took
sell
it
it
from
for
me.
a
You broke
dollar.
the
Look,
internet
if you
that
want to
day.
sell it for $40 and you get $40, sell it for $40 and you get $40. It doesn't mean, again, comps are relative. It was a special situation. I was giving back. I got full disclosure. I got like 100 friggin' 1977 Star Wars cards for $25. So
Right.
I made my money. And there was like
Right.
3 Luke Skywalker rookies in there. So yeah, I didn't sell every single one of them for a dollar. I just sold one for a
Well,
dollar and it was damn nice. It was a nice card. So,
I'll never forget that. People were legitimately mad at you. I,
oh,
I
they
don't
were
understand
pissed.
it.
It was insane. Like death threats almost. I'm like, people, it's cardboard. Give me a
Yeah.
break. And it was just coming out of the pandemic too. So I think people were bored and like, what is this guy, a
Yeah.
moron? No, I'm just having
Yeah.
fun.
It was ridiculous.
I have a
So who you got
job,
in the
I have a job.
right?
I'm well compensated for what I do. I don't need to beat people up for cardboard.
Well, I think some of the people that were giving you a hard time try to do this full time, and
Yeah.
that's probably the part of their
It's
issue
the
is
envy factor that
you're
they didn't get it
ruining the
because I know,
market.
like,
And you're just like, so what, man?
Chris Frank got it. It's the
Right.
envy factor. Like,
Yeah.
man, I didn't get that, and they get mad because they didn't get it. Well, you didn't get it, so
Right. That happens a lot. That happens a lot. I kind of gave somebody a hard time about that K line yesterday. I was mad I
Gravata.
didn't get it.
Yeah, good.
Yeah. Just a
Well,
little bit. It
it'll
was
be
pretty
it'll
funny.
be up in the south for like $20 or something. Whatever. I don't care. God bless. Again,
So anyway,
a
hey,
pile. It was in a again full disclosure because I'm always open and honest. It was in a pile of those cards that I paid like $8 for, and there was like almost 50 of them. So hello, I
right,
don't need to
16
get
cents a piece.
yeah. So I could sell it for what I sold it for. And I still did okay.
Yeah, you did great. You did great. So do you want to talk about the Super Bowl at all, man?
I have no interest in it at all, to be honest with you. My fear and what'll probably happen is there's going to be some wacky officiating call. There goes my dogs. There's going to be some crazy, wacky officiating call, catch, no catch, inbounds, out of bounds, some bizarro pass interference on a Hail Mary that'll make the game not be a game. They just got to let them play. And
Right.
as big a fan as I am, as much as I love the Bills, and I season tickets and tour all over America watching them, I can honestly tell you, like towards the end of this season and into the playoffs, I just had enough. I mean, I had just had
Yeah.
enough. I know Buffalo has a history of wonky, goofy, crazy ass calls and shit that go against them, but just in general, not just with the Bills, just in general with the NFL, I've just really had enough of the referees and just, let them play.
Yeah, it does seem like a lot of it's ticky tack, man, and it's really a lot of subjective. I've thought that for a long time about penalties. It's one thing if you rip somebody's face mask, but if you guys are hand fighting down the field, how do you know who to call a pass interference on? Half the time I see that, it's like, okay, you could have called it on the offensive guy for pushing off. You know what I mean? It happens all the time. So I don't know, man. I don't know, but all right. So do you have a prediction you want to make?
I think Seattle's gonna win. I think Drake
Yeah,
May is starting to show some cracks. He hasn't been that great in the playoffs, and you can say, well, the weather was perfectly fine in Denver until the fourth quarter. So,
right.
I think he's showing a little cracks. Great player, don't get me wrong. Patriot fans, don't come at me. And Drake May is really, really good, and he's going to be good for a long time. But I think he showed a few cracks, and I think Seattle with that defense is going to take advantage of that. And I really don't think it's going to be close. I could be wrong, but I think Seattle's pretty much going to have their way.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, one, I hope so because, man, I can't believe that freaking New England's already back in the Super Bowl. It blows my mind. But I hope so. And I agree with you. I think Seattle's probably more complete than New England is. If you'd have told me at the beginning of the season New England's going to be in the Super Bowl, I told you were crazy. So they've made leaps and bounds, but I don't think they have the horses to stay with them. But we'll see. So, you know,
Absolutely.
uh, I don't know. I don't know. What do you got anything else you want to talk about this morning?
No, I'm good. Just wanted to, come on. And we've had a pretty good run of it here this week and some things to talk about. So that's about it.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Well, I'm going to get back to it.
All right.
Hopefully everybody has a good Sunday. Enjoy your Super Bowl. Don't drink too much. you know.
Absolutely. And again, thank you everybody for joining us and being part of the family here. We really appreciate it. So everybody have a good Super Bowl Sunday and we will see you soon.